Hello, David Zritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. Thank you again for joining me on my commute. I kind of love these James Bond confessionals. This is my confessional booth. This is my, real world confessional booth. So, pretend that you are here in the passenger seat. Buckle up. It's the law. Buckle up. And you're joining me for this conversation this morning. And I was thinking about something today where I have just purchased IMAX tickets for the Sunday showing of James Gunn's Superman. And I'm excited. I loved Superman as a kid. Who am I fooling? I loved Superman as an adult, the Christopher Reeve one especially, but the Zack Snyder, bring it all on. I loved all, even Superman Returns, can you believe it? I even have grown to sort of like that, not love it. But I'm looking forward to a positive, happy, triumphant, colorful James Gunn version of Superman. And I'm excited about going to the movie theater. We have IMAX tickets. I picked my row. I forget if it was J or K, but it's like just above center towards the back, but it is center. Why am I thrilled? And I wanted to talk about this because we don't often on my channel talk about the movie-going experience. And it's been very important for many, many years, 60 plus years, for James Bond to start at least in the movie theater. And with Amazon's new ownership, everybody was concerned, is it going to be a streaming event, etc. And then with Duni, the new director, who has been quoted as saying this is going to be a theatrical release, everybody breathed a sigh of relief. And I wanted to explore why. Because, let's face it, at home, you have many positive things. You have a clean bathroom. Yeah, I like a clean bathroom. I like to make my own noises and not have people listening to me. I love to put on the fan and check Instagram. Too much information. But you have snacks. You have the ability to pause. You have your own environment. Oh, did I mention you don't have babies crying? You don't have people talking. You don't have people's heads in the way. You have all these things that are comforts that you've created, your creature comforts of home. But let me tell you what you don't have, at least to me, in the movie-going experience, and why I'm excited about not just James Gunn's Superman this Sunday, but eventually, in many years, too many years, we're going to have James Bond in the theater. It's the energy. There is, and I'm not going to get all metaphysical or kumbaya on you, but there is a crackling energy of a community coming together and watching a film. There's something about it. It's a reason why my online events, as fun as they are when I do my lives, through COVID and beyond, they were great, but there's nothing like being in a room of dozens, sometimes hundreds of Bond fans, sometimes thousands, like with Cue the Music, and feeling this energy of everybody connected together for one reason. That is the passion of that genre. For example, people are going there hopefully on Sunday because they love Superman, or they love the superhero genre. In our case, in a couple of years, we'll go together because we love James Bond, and maybe we'll be at the premiere, and maybe we'll be at events, and there'll be this crackling energy of excitement, of all the things that could be, of escapism and elation. And you do not get that feeling in your own home. You just don't. There's a technology in the movie-going experience, of course. You could say, for example, movie theaters are calibrated better than your home. I know they're calibrated better than my home. Sound, picture is perfected. You cannot get the same replication of technology, that immersive experience of being surrounded by the best that technology has to offer, except in a movie theater. Movie theaters brag about it. I mean, I'm going to IMAX. I paid $27 a person. $27 a person! When did that happen? To go to the movie theater, to sit in the IMAX, because I want to be surrounded by sound, visuals, and experience that only IMAX can bring. It's become a brand to itself. I'm not just going to see James Gunn's Superman. I'm going to see James Gunn's Superman in IMAX at a Regal Cinema, where they have a bar. And I can drink at 9 a.m. in the morning and maybe not feel guilty about it. Don't judge. See what I'm saying? Like, the movie-going experience has become eventful. It's got that crackling energy, of course. but it's become eventful because of technology. But I need to lean into the third reason, which is it's an event. Like, I extol the virtues of events all the time. And yes, I'm going with some family members, Danielle, my son Ellis, so it's a family event. But I'm also considering the other people in the room a little bit of like our events, where you don't know everybody in the room. You go to meet other people. Now, I'm not going to go around a movie theater and shaking hands because they will lock me up in Arkham Asylum. Oh, DC reference. Come on, I got to get points for that. But I am going to look around. Are they wearing t-shirts, rings, hats that extol the virtues of Superman? I'm sure when I watch James Bond, I'll be looking for other James Bond fans and how they're representing their love and passion. And that's a part of that energy of the unknown that you get in a movie theater, of you don't know everybody there. It is this kind of mystery event like you had, I'm sure, at the opera all those years ago, where you go to this event and people are sort of getting dressed up in their own way. You've got to get into a car. There's a certain, I'm going to say it, I'm going to put a terminology here. There's a certain pomp and circumstance around going physically to the movies. You've got to plan it. You've got to time it. You know, it's all those kind of specialness that we've lost. I'm going to say something maybe even controversial about home viewing. As much as I enjoy watching my series at home and rewatching movies at home, there's a certain laziness to it, right? I can be in boxer shorts, off and on, pajamas. I don't have to brush my hair. There's a certain laziness to watching movies at home that you don't get in a movie theater. Like I'm gonna shock you, you gotta take a shower. Please take a shower. If you're not taking a shower, I mean, I think that's the minimum. But you gotta clean up. You've gotta like kind of look the part. And there's an event, I know that after, for example, after the theater, see, I'm even calling it a theater, not even like a movie. After the theater, we, as a family, will go out to eat, or we'll talk about it. Like, we extend the event. It's not just a one and done. I mean, you have to carve out between all the commercials before and after. It's not like a 90-minute, if you're watching a 90-minute film, it's not a 90-minute experience. It's like 3 hours. So this really does factor into your time. Now, what's the danger of this? Well, watching a bad movie, spending all that time and money. But isn't it worth the risk? I mean, I personally, I will say this, and I want your comments in the comment section. I never want the movie theater experience to go away. And I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm scared. I think that theaters have never been a big movie making location. I know theater owners, it's very tough. They make a lot of their money, for example, on concessions and not on tickets. I will say that I'm scared that movie theaters will go the way of the dodo and become extinct. I'm scared. I have a lovely old theater in my town called the Newtown Theater. It's the oldest consistently theater in the US. I said that very badly, but it's the oldest theater in the United States that's consistently been a movie theater. That's much better, David. Use your words. So I am a huge fan of the fact that they still exist and are thriving, and they have new ownership that have created experiences around this. And I think the more that movie theaters, but also movie goers, understand that going to the theater can be an experience of energy, of technology, of the pomp and circumstance that can be created, and even almost the responsibility of making sure that you have that moment afterwards or before where you're talking about the movie or the genre with your family, and go out and get a bite to eat and have some brunch and make it an event. That's up to us too. I mean, I almost feel like the theater owners, movie creators have a responsibility, but we as moviegoers sort of have a responsibility. And I've seen Mission Impossible this year. I'm obviously going to see Superman on this Sunday. There's been, I actually went out and saw Thunderbolts. That's a great example of, it was not a good movie, but it was fun. I went with, again, my son and my wife, and we laughed about kind of how bad it was and this and that. We had a good moment. It was a, excuse the pun, bonding experience before and after, and even during, kind of looking at each other like, oy. I don't expect that with James Gunn, but I'd love to know your opinion. You know, the theater experience, the movie-going experience, what does it mean to you? You hear my passion in it. I mean, obviously I'm going to be hosting a theater experience with Cue the Music this October. Buy a ticket if you haven't. Mid-October, it's going to be amazing. Look up cuethemusicshow.com and you'll find out all the data and information. But I'm one of these people that I cannot wait for that moment. What about you? Are you looking forward to these moments? What drives you to the theater? And most of all, how excited are you about James Bond is going to have a theatrical release? It is going to be a part of that inertia, and we should all be just absolutely jazzed about that. All right, well, there you have it. Just a little conversation on my commute to work. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching the Bond Experience. If you like what you saw, why don't you subscribe to the channel by clicking this button right here. We'll keep you up on everything new that's happening in the world of Bond. And speaking of something new, here's something new just for you because we know you so well. Talk to you soon.